Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the fresh news stream. It's myself, Alex Stones, joined by the postman, Simon Singleton. We are coming to you with a losers qualification match. Should be coming up in the next few minutes. Adam Lilly versus Tony Razzle. But firstly, Simon, how are you?
Yes, I'm very good, thank you, Alex. Just jumping on here for a match before we play the quarterfinals. So this the match you can see on screen right now is John Saundercock versus Riley O'Donnell, actually 4 each in a race to 6th. This is the losers round 5, so effectively the last 12. And no, is that right? Last 16, sorry, the last 16. And the winner of this match will play Adam Shaw in the last 12 to make that quarterfinals, which will be a straight knockout.
And I think what's particularly interesting about the match that you can currently see between John and Riley is that if they make it to the 2-hour mark, which I think will happen in about sort of 20-25 minutes, and if they're still drawing, if neither player has actually made it to 6, then we could be looking at a 6-red shootout, although it's 4 all, so I'd imagine they'd probably be finished by then, but you never know the way this frame's looking. It's
this frame's not finishing anytime soon, is it? Yeah, so young Riley here, just moved down to study from New Plymouth, so Patrick O'Donnell's son. Had good results with the small white in the past. I mentioned it earlier with John. I think he's made a quarterfinals of a Superleague. There's one in Bowie's, I believe. I might have been wrong. I haven't researched that since, but I think he's 18 years old. And then we were just talking about him there in the back with the boys, saying that I think he's going to thrive. His game's going to go to a different level now in Christchurch with all these players and playing in the interclub and things like that. Particularly with Des moving here as well and Cordy Turner coming. Things are looking really, really good in the Christchurch area.
Yeah, well, don't forget I mentioned earlier that Riley has just signed with the Stickmen as well.
Not another one.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It'd be better going somewhere where he can play every week.
Yeah, I think their current roster's about 25-30 players or something ridiculous.
Can't get my head around that. Just make 2 extra teams.
Alright, so we are getting underway with our live stream match. Adam Lightning Lilly versus Tony the Fisherman Razzle.
Ex-fisherman, isn't he?
He's an ex-fisherman.
I believe he's moved to Christchurch. Another one as well. Who's I might be wrong on that, but I don't think he's on the ships at the minute. So we'll have to confirm later.
We'll be seeing a bit more of him on the table. So in terms of how they got here, so Tony just completed Hill against Devon Bramley in losers round 5, and Adam Lilly, crikey, whitewashed 7-0 by Steve Denton. Very surprising result. We had a couple of people asking if Adam actually turned up for the match. Yes, he was there, but I had a chat with Adam afterwards. Sounded as though he didn't play particularly badly. It was just that Steve didn't miss, and I think Adam said he didn't pot a ball until about the 4th or 5th frame. So Steve must be in some serious form at the moment.
Well, I think that the scoreline is a surprise. I don't know if the result is a surprise. It amazes me that people still underrate Steve Denton. Still the top dog in Christchurch for me. I know Adam's now coming through and obviously winning pockets events and things like that. But don't write Steve off. He's an absolute machine. He's a multiple national champion. He's won national titles with both size cue balls. He's won national pairs. So top player. And he's hitting the ball really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Although he's never, quite returned to that form in 2015 and 2016 when he took out both the CNZ and the Super League Nationals. Still absolutely one of the best players in New Zealand with both the normal size cue ball as well as the smaller whites that we're playing with here. But this is certainly his his specialty, his preferred format. But anyway, back to Adam and Tony.
Yeah, so Adam just trying to map out this finish. It's not as easy as it looks. All the balls are open, but he's still got to join the dots here. The balls don't really have multiple pockets. to connect, so he's going to have to play a good positional shot. It's probably, I wonder if he's going to look to get the cue ball sort of just where his hand is now here, just off one rail, to leave himself as straight as possible. That's what he's tried to do, and he's gone a touch too far, so it's a little bit tricky now. He actually would have been better off being shorter there rather than too far, because he can't really manipulate the cue ball now, especially with being on the rail. He's probably going to be coming somewhere towards the jaw of the left jaw of this middle pocket at the bottom. He doesn't like it. And it's a mistake, so chance for Tony. Now if Tony can get off to a good start here, you know, Adams hasn't won a frame yet today, so you want to keep that going and just make him think about it a little bit, put a bit more pressure on him. He's going to play the yellow off the other yellow here. That's going to open up the whole frame. Just got to get a good cue ball.
Yeah, good shot by Tony. They're all on.
He's playing at a nice tempo as well, so he's obviously feeling pretty good out there, Tony. Playing nice and positive. Not sure about this shot. Yeah, I think he's got to come for the bottom right here.
Yeah, the one he looked at initially, yeah, like the hardest of all four of them.
Yeah, it is. Or even I mean, he could cut the one in the middle and just, you know, play for centre table off two rails, or he could even take the long one to the top right if he can, as we're looking at it, if he can get through. Although he's hampered with the cue in. Oh no, he's gone for the middle. Yeah, so I don't like that. I like, you know, I would have liked playing that off two rails, because you know, he played it with a good tempo, but he's left himself right on the rail. Whereas if he'd have played the cube off two rails, he'd have been cutting those two yellows in half. But again, a nice positive pot.
Take this further one down to the bottom left. Natural posse on his remaining yellow.
Again, hit that really positively. Hit it too good.
Yeah, just screwed back an inch or two too far, but still in pretty good shape for this frame.
Wow, this looks quite thin.
Oh, I thought he was going to be...
Yeah, I thought he would be going long. He's losing the cue ball as well. Yeah, I'm not sure that was on. Yeah, a bit of a let-off there for Adam. And those are the frames, like, against these top players. You've really got to take advantage, punish the mistake.
Yeah, no doubt with Adam's experience from playing in Melbourne, if a frame ever does get tactical, you're always going to favour the guys who've been playing these international rules a lot more. For someone like Tony, this is no doubt his first experience with these rules. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've only played 3 matches so far this weekend. I definitely felt like I had an advantage tactically. Just even though the lot of time the rules don't really come into play on the Supremes in Melbourne, because the tables are so attacking, you just attack the balls and it's a lot easier. I'm definitely finding on these tables, my first time playing these rules, that the tactics do come into play quite a lot more. Again, really positive. Love it. Love the way he's played that. Yeah, really good shot. And a little warning here for Adam. He's not going to have this his own way. Tony means business. Very, very good first frame, Tony Rousel. Just that one little positional error, and maybe just taking it to the middle was not the right shot, but he's got the frame. As you can see, right off Riley. I think this is the conclusion of the 9th frame, so I think it's still 4 each. Yep. The 9th frame was looking pretty tactical when we last touched base with them, and John with an opportunity here, we think, to get on the hill. I think we all quietly want John to lose, because who's going to commentate with you, Alex, later on? That's bad. I feel sorry for John. We always want him to lose, so he does that, but obviously pool comes first, commentary second.
Riley still has a chance there. We'll keep you up to date on what happens at the end of that frame.
You know, I was
I'm
wondering.
sure Patrick will be watching his son.
I was talking to myself in the last frame. I was wondering whether playing these rules on these tables might actually be easier than in Melbourne, because you've got 7 by 4 foot as opposed to 6 by 3, so you're less likely to be running into traffic with more space to play with. Is that the case?
No, I think it's kind of the opposite, because everything's closer, so every pot's easier. You know, there's not really there's less sort of difficult shots on the table. Extractions are easier, doubles are easier because the table's smaller. I mean, if you compare doubling balls on this table to a snooker table, say, the odds get even bigger, right? So I think because everything's just so close, and also I think that unless you've seen the two tables side by side, you don't really appreciate the difference in size and how much smaller they are, because when you watch it on stream, it just kind of looks the same. But when you have, I mean, I've got both tables at home, a Pot Black and a Supreme, and it's a massive difference in size.
And are the Supreme pockets, are they more or less forgiving? They're
more forgiving, yeah. Yeah, particularly when they're new and the cloth's new, especially down the rail. The middle pockets are smaller, I'd say. Like, you can definitely roll balls in from a narrower angle on these tables, but they just these. Oh, what happened there? Felt like it went in and came out. My eyes deceiving me. But no, they're just these tables are definitely tougher. But I've always said that. Even if the English guys won't have it when they watch us play on the online pool.
Do you think that's one of the reasons that the Kiwis have had so much success over in Melbourne, because we're actually used to playing on tighter tables? But having said that, I think...
No, they do as well.
Yeah, the standard Australian tables.
Yeah, and depending on, like, if you play on an all-star table, which I'm not sure if they use at the big guns, the 4 TV tables at the big guns, the all-star tables that they brought into the venue, they're the tightest pockets I've ever played on a 7-foot table. Like, it was like playing like a Chinese 8-ball version. But I think the general club tables in New Zealand are way better standard than the general Aussie tables around the country that are played in probably tournaments. You know, when they bring tables in, they'll be a lot nicer, but our tables are like the tables in the back area of the big guns are shocking.
So as we said in the last frame, Tony means business, and crikey, commentator's curse.
Yeah. He's got away with it. He kind of rushed that one.
He was destined to go into a 2-0 lead, but absolute let-off for Adam Lilly.
Yeah, so Riley O'Donnell did take that last frame to take a 5-4 lead, and they've just been given a 15-minute warning for a match, 6-red shootout potentially. If John can win this next frame, there's a good chance that might happen. So we will switch over for that if we do get to that stage. So Adam's going to try and extract this yellow here. Good time to do it because he's got other balls to land on with the cue ball. That's it, he's played that really nice. So that's why you don't leave those shots till last, although he would have left himself the one he's extracted into the middle, but you always want to give yourself as many options as possible. Well, this is a tester. Cued it nice.
Yeah, I think lesser players like myself probably would have been tempted with one of the balls into the middle, but Adam was feeling confident, took the longer pot.
So he just wants to probably run this through a couple of inches just to leave himself a little bit of an angle. And now you're just basically aiming for the side rail.
Cued it nicely.
good response from Adam, just punishing Tony's mistake there. assuming he makes the black, of course.
Yep, perfect response from Adam Lilly. Tony had an excellent opportunity to double his lead to 2-0, but didn't take it.
Well, I'm going to predict that Riley O'Donnell cannot lose this match unless it's a 6-red shootout. I don't think John is going to have time.
Not playing very well at the moment.
Oh, he can hear me. He's here. John has to win this frame within the time limit. And oh, there you go. Stop commentating and play, John.
Come and commentate on your own game, John. Alright, frame 3. Tony to break.
Oh, yeah, that's gone right across. It's funny because I've played twice on this table, 2 of my 3 games, and every time I make a ball, it seems to be a last ball moving into that middle pocket. This is like sucking them in. So reds are by far the better balls here, and if you can get across to the red on the top right, then they connect really nicely. So that's a really good first shot. Perfect. He's actually given himself an option. He could go either way here.
Have you been adjusting your break throughout the weekend, or have you found something that's
just hit
worked
and
for you
hope.
and just stick to it?
Yeah, it seems to be okay with the shot, right? Yeah, good shot from Tony, and he's looking very, very good on the cue, Tony. We'll just go back through his results. We've got Q score up on our other screen. Just interested to see what he's done earlier in the day. So he started today with a 6-1 win over Macaulay Marchant. Very good win. Macaulay been playing a little bit at this game. Obviously, he's going over to the Pockets Pro Series Challenger event in 2 weeks' time, so that was a good win. And then he won his last match against Devon Bramley. Again, another really nice win. His loss yesterday came in... Where we got? He lost 7-2 to Neil Worley, so obviously no shame in that. I think he has got enough angle here to top spin off the rail and sort of come out towards centre table. Or he could just roll it through and take the red long, which he's opting to do. Nothing wrong with that either.
Big shot for Tony. Should have won the last frame.
Yeah, straight in, straight up.
Looks like it hasn't dented his confidence too
like
much.
It.
So
really like it. You just tell, like, it's just his body language, and he's just really, really positive. You know, hitting the ball nice tempo. Looks like he's really in the zone. Takes a 2-1 lead.
So at what point in this frame, just looking at John and Riley, at what point is John going to have to start pulling the trigger? Because
so because I mean, in these sort of frames here, you don't get you obviously can't get 2 shots, so at some point someone has to play like an aggressive safety shot and extract their ball. So Adam makes a ball off the break. I think he would prefer yellows. It's just whether he fancies taking the one on the top rail or the bottom rail first. What do you think, Alex? What do you prefer here? So if you're new to the rules, he can't play red onto yellow unless the red drops in as well. So that would just be a loss of turn shot. So you can only be on the ball that you hit first.
Yeah, I would have gone for yellows all day long.
Yeah. Now, if the red hasn't blocked the furthest left or the furthest, the lowest yellow, as you can see, which I don't think it has, there is actually a finish here, because both of these yellows look like they go to the bottom corner. Yeah, so he's gone for the short side. Doesn't want to be straight. Yeah, not much angle there. Now he kind of wants to leave the cue ball kind of where it is now, if he can just get it another couple of inches off the rail, because then he can drop the yellow down the rail long and try to land on the yellow into the middle. Because the problem with this now is if he pots this yellow down the rail, there's a chance that he might just flick the red in the way of the other yellow. So he's got to be careful here. So red's become favourite here simply because there's more soldiers on the battlefield. It is a bit, yeah, sorry, we're just spinning around and trying to keep an eye on this other match that's going on as well between John and Riley. So John's potted his ball over the pocket and
that's a nice shot by Adam.
Not so sure about having the match clock without a shot clock though, because technically you could just run it down, right? So, don't know about that. It's a bit of luck here.
Oh, almost.
This is a big frame. It's only a race to 6, remember?
Yeah, that's a good point. The shot clock and the match clock. I guess they're just leaving it up to a bit of trust between the players. Keep the sportsmanship levels high. Not deliberately
I think
taking a long time of shots.
I mean, the rules aren't kind of set in stone. It's just to obviously keep the thing going. But I think in a situation like this, you're almost better just saying, right, well, this is the last frame, and that's it, you know. So if John wins it, you have 6 red. Because if you're not playing, if Mike comes over and says there's 3 minutes remaining, then Riley could just stand there for 3 minutes, and there's nothing in the rules to stop him. So. So probably a bit of common sense, really.
Yes, that's hope it doesn't come to that.
Which we don't have a lot in the world these days.
So Tony again coming to the tables with a good opportunity.
Okay, so I think there's value here in actually just trying to stun into these 2 balls and kind of hoping for a little bit of luck. Always missed the pot. Oh, that frame has finished. It's 5-all with 5 minutes remaining. Now, has Tony got away with that? Judging by the way Adam's walking around the table, I'm not sure he can see this yellow.
Well, Healy's made the point that technically the rules are 1 minute. But again, we haven't actually got timers at each table. So it's difficult to enforce these rules. Although Mike Hayes is actually at the table now with the stopwatch. I'm not too sure if he's doing a shot clock or whether he's just doing the overall match time.
Yeah, so Adam, I think this shot's on. I think Adam can get to this. He doesn't need to play with any side. I think this is a natural angle. Nice shot.
Oh, great shot.
Yeah, big frame this. Tony had a chance there.
2 apiece, and I'll tell you what. I thought at the first glance this match could be one-sided, but Tony's come to play, and high quality affair so far. So we just take you over to the John Saundercock and Riley O'Donnell match. 5 apiece, less than 5 minutes to go. You can see just behind that we've got Kiri Michaelides is currently 2-0 down against Sam Hopkinson. Neil Wally 1-0 up over Carl Van Beek. These are all loser qualification matches. When we get into the quarterfinals, that will be a random draw, and those matches are scheduled to start at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, this frame's pretty open here. As much as I'd love to see a 6-red shootout just for the crowd, I think they should probably just let this match come to its own conclusion here. Oh, having said that, Riley's probably just made it a bit more tactical. The finish was on there for Riley because I think that red passes to the left corner, so, and the black goes down the rail. You'll see a loss of turn shot here from John. Now the problem for Riley is this loss of turn shot he'll now have control of the black, will John. The black now doesn't pass.
Hi Richard. No, it's not Riley James. It is Riley O'Donnell that's playing John Saundercock.
He is about 3 times the height. Still getting bigger, I swear.
Did Riley O'Donnell play in the CNZ Junior Nationals?
I think he did, yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
How did he get on? I'll have to check out the scores, see how
it was a really good tournament, really strong field.
Yep, congratulations obviously to Shane McKenzie taking out his
Oh, that's a
third
good
title.
shot.
Yeah, but they must be down to the last sort of couple of minutes on this match.
Yeah, I'm not sure if John can get enough of this yellow for the loss of turn shot. No, the only saving grace there for John is that he has not opened up that corner for the black.
Oh, thanks, Healy. So Riley lost in the quarterfinals to the eventual winner, Shaden.
One minute remaining. So I think we'll stay with this match just for the conclusion of this. See what happens. Oh, he's got it off the yellow. Right now then.
Is that yellow blocking the black?
So this is what you do here, Alex. You run down about 50 seconds off the clock and then you just whack the black as hard as you can. Come on, John, speed pull. He's got his skates on.
Oh, he's a marathon runner.
He's got a very good chance here.
What a turnaround this would be. Can John do it?
Oh, there's only 10 seconds remaining. Wow, brutal.
I think John looks like he's happy to just run it down to the 6-red shootout.
That's it. It's all over.
6-red shootout, guys. So we'll stick with this camera angle.
Shall we switch over until it's set up? We'll switch over till it's set up and we'll let you know. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I think we should just let that have a natural conclusion because that rule was only kind of introduced last minute. But I suppose it's good that it's consistent. I suppose we were all made aware at the start, so it's
perhaps if tournament director had spoken to both players and if they were happy to just reach the conclusion of the frame possibly. But like you say, kind of rules are rules.
We were told it. We were all told at the start, so I suppose it's good just to keep it consistent. We'll switch. This frame's not going anywhere fast, so we'll switch back for the lag. So it is a big advantage to go second usually, because then you know what you have to beat. Now the trick to these 6-red shootouts is actually not to rush too much, believe it or not. You just got to make sure you make the pots. It's a very good lag from Riley. So we'll see what Riley wants to do. The odd player does like to go first to set a target, but I think the general feeling is you want to know what you got to beat. So, you know, if John can only get 40 or 50 seconds here, then you know, Riley basically doesn't have to rush and just has to focus on making sure he pots every time he plays a shot. So the general feeling is that there's a big advantage going second.
What is generally considered a good time? Anything less than 25 or 30 seconds?
Oh, I mean, anything
at this level, I guess.
I mean, I mean, at pocket in England, you need between probably 22 and 25. I think in Australia, probably 25 to 28 would be a really good time. On the 7 foots, with everything being a little bit further away, I think you know, anything around the 30 mark, 32, 33 would probably be a good target for people to chase. So I suppose it depends. I mean, do you hit them hard and try and fluke a couple of balls, you know?
Okay.
But I don't think none of us have practiced this, so I don't really know what the best thing is. So he's got a ball already.
Okay, we know John does a lot of running in his spare time. Is that going to help him in this situation?
So any foul is a 5-second penalty at the end as well. So if and the only other rule is that the ball you're hitting and the cue ball have to be stationary. The other balls can be moving. Yeah, so you see what I mean here? He doesn't really need to rush. He just needs to make sure he doesn't miss.
Oh, he just underhit that.
So he's rushed that one, and now look where he's gone. So he could hit this. He didn't need to wait for that red. So it doesn't matter if other balls are moving. So what would you say this is, 35, 40?
What's the time? 53?
Oh wow, it was longer than I thought. 50.
Slower than I would like.
We're getting comments.
I don't know if you heard that from John. He said it was 53.62, aka slower than I'd like. That felt faster than 53. I mean, I timed Peter de Groot yesterday at 54, but it felt like it was about 3 minutes. I looked at it, I was like, oh, that's actually not too bad.
Yeah, advantage swings in Riley's direction. Now he knows the target. He knows that he can realistically take his time, like you said, Simon. As long as you actually pot the balls, you don't actually need to rush.
Well, you're only playing 6 shots, you know. So yeah, that wasn't a great time from John, particularly after the split that he got, and also making the ball in the middle. So. That's a really nice break. Oh, I think that might have been a foul by Riley. So this could... Hopefully he does this in longer than 5 seconds difference. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it might be a bit controversial, because I think he did do a cue foul there. So, but this is not even in question. He's got this easy.
It's got about 25
it's
seconds.
Definitely the fastest I've ever seen him move as well. Yeah, well done, Riley. Very nice. Riley. That's a good time. What was it? 33? Yeah, 33 seconds. That's actually a pretty solid time. Yeah, well done, Riley O'Donnell. So he's still battling away into the last 12.
They actually have a speed event at the juniors, so the juniors did have a lot of practice on that.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's a good time.
So Riley O'Donnell is awarded with a losers qualification match against Adam Shaw. So they will be on very quickly.
Okay, so back to this match. So obviously Adam has gone for a finish here at some stage and chopped up. So Tony's got him in a bit of trouble here.
Latest from Melbourne, looks like Blake Bernard is 1-1 with Joseph Evans at the moment. Is this the semi-final? So yeah, well done to Blake, making it into the semi-finals. You can jump in for me, whatever you want.
I'm just going to...
What do you mean? Where are you going?
Yeah. Oh, John's the main man.
Don't leave me.
You're doing such a good job at the moment.
I've still got to play. You can jump in for me.
Yeah, I know. That's the key thing. You're still playing.
Yeah, Simon, initial thoughts on Blake in the semi-finals, going strong, great result.
Yeah, it's been a bit poor, hasn't it? The results. You know, we never really got to see any results yesterday, and I didn't. Not really had much as much coverage. The streaming has only started today, I believe, so there was no coverage yesterday. I mean, I was here playing as well, but yeah, no, great result. I know that he was in the other half of the draw to Joshua, who won the first event, so it's kind of good avoiding him as long as you can. He's a really, really top junior. So yeah, going great guns.
Second in his group.
Finished second in the group overall, and they were all in the same group, were they? They all played each other. Yeah, that's a nice shot from Adam.
And we talked on the podcast about how Blake's obviously had input from several different players, whether it be Des Wilcox, Marco, and I guess
Jimmy Henry.
He
was down at Neil Worley's house again last week.
Yeah. So hopefully that time with if Neil is going to be a sort of long-term consistent coach, great choice, and it seems to be paying off.
Yeah, well, I think we all just wanted to see him attack a little bit more, didn't we? He was quite negative in the last junior series. I don't know if it's just nerves or what he was told off coaches or whatnot, but yeah, you just got to go out there and pop the balls at these rules, really. Yeah, I think he's got every table at home, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, I stayed
he's got more tables than me.
I was staying at what they call the Bernard Marai for the juniors. Yes, there was 4 tables there at the time, and the Supreme hadn't arrived at that stage.
Wow.
Yeah, so Tony let Adam off the hook again there. Could be 4-1 to Tony, this one. He's let a couple of frames slip. Why is Adam not using the shark rack? Oh, so Adam's just calling a foul break on himself. So free ball. Is it 3 or 4 balls have to cross the line, or you have to get 4 points, something like that? I should know the rules. Sorry,
yeah, don't ask me.
I don't actually know. So I think the yellow has to pass the centre line completely, the full ball. How many points is it?
30, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah. Adam's one of the yellows.
It's got to cross the line, hasn't it? Fully. No, I don't think it did.
Sorry, just trying to work out if that was a foul break by Adam or not.
I don't know, mate. I think is it a re-rack and he has the option? Re-rack and he has option.
So what do we think the rule is on? 4 balls have got to cross the centre line?
No, I think it's 3 balls, but the ball has to fully cross the line, like the whole ball.
Oh, so technically that yellow hasn't crossed the line.
Yeah. I'm not certain. So I think if it's a foul break, I think Tony has the it's a re-rack and Tony has the option to take the break or give the break back to Adam again.
But he doesn't get a free shot after the break.
No. Well, there's there's no 2 shots anyways there. So yeah, so the rules are pretty new to us as well, especially. A lot of these things don't really happen on the Supremes, so they don't really come up when we're playing. We all play so many different rule sets; it's easy to get confused as well for us.
Well, if I remember back in the old World Rules Day, 2 shots, it was 4 balls hitting a cushion, right? You didn't have to worry about balls getting over the centre line.
No idea. I can't remember.
Balls getting over the centre line has typically been like 9 ball and matchroom rules, I think, hasn't it?
Oh, a good leave.
Oh, he's killing it. Oh shit, sorry cuz.
So just keeping an eye on Blake over in Melbourne. Looks like it's 2-1 down to Joseph Evans at the moment. It's a race to 5. Come on, Blake. We'll let you know how the ladies are getting on. Both Jojo and Camellia in action today.
10 to 3 or something. 10 to 3.
Yeah, nice shot from Adam there. Not easy. Almost frame ball here if he makes this. He's just got to work his way up to that left-hand side of the table as we're looking now.
So just looking elsewhere on the losers qualification side, Neil Wally 2-0 up against Carl Van Beek. Sam Hopkinson 4-1 up over Kiri Makalides. Adam Shaw and Riley O'Donnell will be kicking off very shortly. These guys all feeding into the random draw of the quarterfinals at 2 p.m.
Yeah, he's connected these really well, so he's just going to be sort of screwing out just about 4 or 5 inches left of the blue spot if you're on a snooker table. Just about there. And now that gives him a good angle to come round the back, and he probably wants to land as straight as he can on the centre red. Yeah, nice use of the spin there. Let the cue ball do the work.
Jump in? Yeah. Yeah, you can jump in for me. You don't need to shoot off, do you?
Well, I'm playing it soon. Are you coming back?
Yeah, I'm just going to get like a feed and stuff. Alright guys, I'm just going to check out, go and have a feed and the rest. And the voice, John Saundercock, fresh from his 6 red shootout loss. He's going to come and join you guys. I'll see you soon. It's quite exciting actually, run around the table.
Why did you feather 15 times before every shot?
Older habits die hard.
Did you watch the last?
Yeah.
It's quite fun.
But that was amazing though. Just playing in the whole tournament. The first time I've ever played and using these rules, and first time I'd ever actually played reds and yellows with a small cue ball for some time.
Did you enjoy yourself, John?
Hell yeah.
That's the main thing. Everybody's enjoying themselves, enjoying playing pool, enjoying the rules. Great venue, great food.
Yeah, I can vouch for that too. I've got a meal on its way. Having curry again, it's different today than what it was yesterday. It tends to be my go-to here. The Richmond club actually make a good curry, to be fair. Got here, he's on reds.
It's
Oh,
an
has he
open
blocked
table.
one there?
Yeah, well,
Oh, it's an open table, okay.
well, Adam actually did a foul break in the last frame, and then Tony opted to take the break, and dry broke and Adam cleared, and then now it's Tony's break and he's dry broke again, but Adam misses the first ball, so still open table. Doesn't look like there's anything easy here.
Also, as an aside, the Pockets Pro Series Juniors is being played at the moment, so if you've got a Pockets subscription, you can go and watch that. At the moment, Blake Bernard is playing against Joseph Evans, and currently the score is 2 frames apiece. That's a race to 5. So get on and support young Blake, the smiling assassin.
Oh,
Whoops.
yeah, unlucky there. I like the idea.
Yeah, I like the
Creative.
cut of his jib there. I actually like the way he plays, to be fair.
Yeah, he's
for it.
he's playing really, really nicely. He's just he should have been 4-1 up. He's just made a couple of mistakes and got punished. But he was very, very positive in those first sort of 2 or 3 frames.
Well, that's generally the way he plays anyway.
Yeah,
Rain, hail or shine, he just sticks it to his opponent.
I'm wondering if this red passes the yellow down the rail. It obviously does, because otherwise
Yeah,
I think
I'd say
Adam
yes.
Adam would have taken yellows otherwise. So
I definitely think it does, and this
It was
is his
still
home
open
club
table.
too, so he'll know these tables and these pockets better than most. They are a bit tight actually down the rail, but that yellow being just off the pocket may help him. Why are you
tight down the
I
rail.
was going to say, why are you giving me those eyes?
You could stick your head in that pocket, John.
They're only tight for me then, are they? I missed so many rail shots where the ball just wobbled and just sat there. Ridiculous. But I can actually, as opposed to just being a commentator for these tournaments, I can actually bring some playing experience in now. Well, one tournament's worth, yes, but at least I know roughly what these players actually go through, and to actually feel cloth on fingers, so to speak, and cue in hand, as opposed to just sitting here for 2 days, which I love doing, but getting to play adds an extra string to it.
Yeah, good shot. So he did actually play for that shot. He didn't. I don't think he played for the extraction. I think he was actually playing a positional shot there 2 shots ago. So you could see that red flew past the yellow and opened up the pocket, and he's got natural angle now just to pop this out.
Really,
he's a little bit short.
Yeah, you needed to get out of bulk there.
Yeah.
You needed to just get 100 mil past where he got.
Well, it's still.
Mil.
It shouldn't be a problem because the in-off in the top left corner isn't on, so he can use that yellow as a stopper, or but he has got a bit of traffic to negotiate, so he might need a little bit of luck.
That in-off looks on from here.
No, not into the top left, so like the yellow's going to be in the way. He's decided to come the other way. He's got lucky.
Oh, did he get jammy?
Yeah.
92, I have your cutlery.
Oh.
Did you have cutlery?
I do indeed.
Brilliant.
I think he actually had a little bit more angle there than I thought on camera. He's not fortunate, and this is for a 5-2 lead. So uphill task now for Tony. We're in a race to 6.
Yeah, that was a beautifully taken black too. There's all sorts of positivity in that, and when you're playing these, that's what you need. You need to just have 100% conviction, because this game has a funny way of biting you in the bum if you don't. As I've found out numerous times playing today and yesterday.
We'll probably have a bit of a break between the 2 matches, because if Riley's game's only just started, and they could, it's a drawn thing, there's going to be a cut in the string.
Oh yeah.
Ball's done.
So after this match finishes, the stream will be cut, but then we shall return. So please be aware of that, folks. How's the break looking? That looks dry. He's got a nice-ish looking red to start off with, but these are Aikimo shots when the ball's that close to the rail and the colour's that close to the ball. In fact, he's not even bothering with reds. It's probably the better option. It's just an easier shot to play. Both sets look really good here, Simon. I think yellow's in fact slightly better, just for where the reds and the black are.
I think reds are better, but I mean he's on them now. He's gonna have to. This is okay. Well, I think the black went into the top left anyway, but this is okay because this is the problem ball that he was on now, like connecting to this one. So he can run this in. He's just going to nudge that black again.
Just a wee bit of history for you. I actually played in the South the pairs with Tony Rousel, the South versus North game when this was held at Kashmir in 2018, the CNZ version, mind. And he and I won, I can't remember, it was all 3 games or at least 2 of them. But I really loved the way he played. He just took it all on board and played basically the way he's doing now, just positive everything.
Was he come out enough?
Probably not.
Change of angles, there we go. No, I think I think he might just be on this.
You reckon?
Although I think if he was on it, he would have already got down. So he's been playing pretty quick, so maybe he's not.
Needs to get his swerve on, and
he just kind of rushed that last shot. He didn't come around to have a look at how far he needed to go. Yeah, you can see it's not on, so he's looking at something different.
Yeah, I think he kind of took it for granted that he would pop out and be on this ball, whereas you need to actually have a look at how far you need to go and visualise how far you need to go. Otherwise, this could very well happen. I still like the wee swervy shot. I'm not good at it myself, but if you just get a little bit on it, you could actually pot this ball. Don't think Tony's even really looked at it.
Paul, can we zoom that one in on Adam's table? Because when this finishes, can you not adjust it? Because when this
You're right. No, you're not actually. The 2019 Nationals was held in Manurewa. 2018 was Kashmir.
Even zoomed?
Oh,
Chance.
hold all tickets. Oh, great effort. Great effort. No, I played with Greg East in the North versus South game for the pairs in the 2019 Nationals, Mr. Southwest. I think Greg and I won 2 games out of 3 in that. We weren't too far off beating the North Island from memory. I think we beat them in 2018, but we believe fell short in 2019. Anyway, let's see if Tony can get some of this.
Tony's in a world of pain here. It's actually not the worst result ever.
Yeah, I mean, that could have gone way worse than it did, and the black being there, even though it could be on, is still another ball for Adam to really think of, as well as that red on the rail and bulk, and the 2 that are together. Picking, you'll play one of those 2, and maybe leave the 2 in bulk for last.
I think you just play the snooker again here and develop these balls. Just like that.
If it goes, it goes.
No, that's
okay.
That's perfect.
Yeah, but that could very well be my inexperience with the rules again.
Yeah, and also, I mean, this is a situation that me and Adam spoke about a lot through the year so far in the Pocket Series, where Adam probably pulled the trigger a little bit too early in these situations when he didn't need to. So you just got to set yourself up, really. Even with ball in hand, the finish on the reds, particularly with the red at the top of the table and the black, is pretty tricky. So you just bide your time and put your balls where you want them.
Because you keep buying yourself shots that way, and you buy yourself better shots.
I mean, there's an element of risk in it, particularly if you're playing one of the players like Kurt Dunham who pulls something out of a hat every time. But on these tables, with them being a bit tougher, I think you better just being a little bit patient.
2 rails up behind it. Certainly the way he's looking to go.
No, he has to make an honest attempt. There's no deliberate fouls. He has to have an attempt at this. It's loss of frame if it's a deliberate foul. It's good effort.
Ooh, just missed it. So, what do you reckon? You think he's going to?
Well, I would
just
push
bump another one out, or just push that red that's in trouble and bulk out. And
the red
another snooker.
The red that's on the top rail, you push it over the yellow. So push it towards the yellow to cover the yellow. That's the shot.
Because then Tony's got to then release it when he hits the yellow.
Yep. And you can either leave it in a position where you can play a deliberate foul later on, or where you can play a loss of turn shot later on, or on the next shot that Adam gets, he can then push a red over towards that corner pocket. So he doesn't really know what to do here.
The other thing that I learned too is when I was playing with Stefan, and it's something he pointed out to me.
See, this doesn't that doesn't achieve any. I mean,
he might have even left this on.
Yeah,
if he's left this on, he'll kick himself.
He hasn't. He might be able to hit it, but he can't pot it. But that's a good example there. Because if Tony fouls again, Adam's in exactly the same position with ball in hand, doesn't know what to do. So
yeah. If he does hit it, then
I think
he's got to kind of pull the trigger.
Well, you want to get control of the black here. So
if Tony can just sort of smooth this and put it right over the pocket. By smooth, I mean double kiss. Put it right over the pocket. then Adam's in a fair bit of trouble because...
Not really.
Well, more trouble, I should say. Get there. Go. Get there.
Yeah, so now Adam just has to play the plant down, or he could actually just attack the finish anyway, but the other option is just to play the plant down the bottom to pot the ball and then land on the bottom rail and then play the red up towards that corner pocket, maybe even off the yellow, and that opens that pocket completely.
Playing it now, he might try to... He's not going to try and screw it back, okay. Thought for a moment he would, just in case, but Adam isn't really a just-in-case sort of player, even though, as you said, he's gotten a lot more time in this game to actually be patient with it.
He doesn't need to be patient now.
player.
He can just attack this now. There's no problem. He just has to play a big positional shot at the end.
It does appear that the black will pass that yellow. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots in advance, but
I think if the black passed the yellow, he would have gone for the finish 2 visits ago. So I don't think it passes into that corner. Could be wrong though.
been wrong before on these streams. I know how difficult the camera angle can be sometimes to actually pick up whether a ball is on or not. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, he wanted to leave this the red on the left is what he wanted to leave last, and basically put the white where the red is on the right hand side now, so he could play naturally off 2 rails to get the black in the top left corner. So he's gonna have to pick a different route now. So he just has to pick his angle. He could run this. He could run this through about 3 or 4 inches and then play the red off 3 rails. Or he could just screw back and then just screw the white down the rail. Either way is fine.
Either way, when you've got angle and you're going towards the right-hand side of that black is a good one. So that's fine there, isn't it? Just
this is fine.
It's
I think
natural screw back.
A 9-ball player would have gone the other way and gone off 3 rails, but this is okay as well. He's just got to control the speed here. Yeah, so
hit the jaw.
So you see how the angle wasn't natural and he had to play a shot, whereas if he goes the other way, it's just a natural angle off 3 rails to come in behind it.
And all you end up doing is having to control your speed, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're not having to worry about the path of the
you're just
cue
aiming
ball
for
so
you
much.
aim for the 3rd rail, and the 3rd rail sort of acts as a brake, and you're going to have a shot on the 8. So he's going to play the treble here. He's going to try and play this. Got a slightly big pocket with the yellow where it is.
Double.
Maybe he's just going to double it. Well, he lined up the treble. We'll have to ask him about that one. He might not own up to that. But no, good shot, Adam Lilly. That's the match, 6-2. So Adam gets back into the quarterfinals, which is going to be a random draw. We also have Sam Hopkinson made it into the quarterfinals, beating Kerry Michaelidis 6-2. I'm not sure the other game's been updated because it's been Neil Worley 2-0 for quite a long time against Carl van Beek, so maybe need some fresh updates there.
It could very well be. As I said, it's not 100% live.
I'm going to leave you guys.
Fact that you don't have tablets on every table where players can update their own scores.
I'm going to leave you guys and go and get ready because I've got to play quarterfinals when these matches are done. We're going to leave you. We're going to get we're going to cut the stream. Yeah, we're not going to get Richie Whitty on because we need a translator. Maybe he'll do a bit later. Go on, Titans.
Yeah. Stir some more.
Well, I was looking forward to coming to Christchurch, and getting to see the Shield, and apparently Richie's lost it already after a week.
Yeah, he did such a good job of winning it off the stickman, and then he goes and blows it.
Yeah.
Too much pressure.
Yeah. Bad management. Made 4 or 5 changes to the team. Played the B team.
Thought, we've got this.
Now? Alright. I've got to also join.
Yeah, so join us in a very short time. We will come back for the rest of the stream.